Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm SEU President Ken Engel, and as always, joined by our amazing VP for Student Development, Dr. Bethany Thomas.
Hello.
You are watching SEU
That's
Now,
right.
our weekly update show. We keep you informed and educated on everything happening right now at SEU. Doing well?
I'm doing great. Are you?
Yeah, fall break's coming up.
I cannot wait.
Is that next week?
Next week, next Thursday, Friday.
And they're off. Oh, just Thursday, Friday?
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
why
next
not
time.
Monday through
unless
Friday?
the president says
I was going to get wait, this just in.
Yes. That's great. Well, that'll be great.
But Thanksgiving, they have the
Thanksgiving.
whole week.
Yes,
That's what we decided to do.
And that's not
Thanksgiving's
too
the whole
far
week.
away.
Exactly.
That's good. All right. Well, today we're going to be discussing the revamped foundational core experience and the introduction of divine design credits here at SEU.
Cool.
And joining us today in our conversation is our great provost, amazing Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Meghan Griffin. And also we have Vice President of Community Relations and Chief Diversity Officer, Sylvia Blackmon-Roberts. Both of you incredible leaders.
Yeah.
And just grateful for
Thank
you.
So happy
and,
to be here.
and yeah, so grateful to have you today and excited to hear about what's going on. And be sure again to stick around at the end of the show is when we'll share the top 3 events you need to know about this week and some great things coming up. So let's dive in. Meghan, why don't you get us started by talking about the whole intent behind really kind of modifying the foundational core, but what are we really trying to accomplish through the retweaking of this?
You got it. I love talking about this because it's not even really just about what's in the foundational core and what's in our programs, but it's about who we are at SEU. So we've all heard Dr. Engel say many times, we're here to discover and develop divine design to go out and be solutions to problems in the world. And so we've got extension programs and online programs in our Lakeland campus, and we want any student learning anywhere in any of those modalities to come away with that message exactly. So every university has a foundational core, and it was just really important to us that ours reflects our DNA as an institution.
Right.
That anybody coming through here has learned really a biblical Christian worldview, that they've learned not just the disciplines that you always cover in foundational core like writing and math, but what did those teach us about problem solving in the world?
Yeah.
Like math doesn't just teach you math, it teaches you God's design, his logic, and you can apply that to so many other things. It's not just math for math's sake.
Right.
And then at the very end, really thinking of yourself as a problem solver with a unique calling that's going to go out in the world. So our foundational core was redesigned for that purpose. And also because we want to make sure that our programs are always relevant for students as they're, like, what are they going to face in the world today? We want to make sure that our foundational core and all of our degree programs, every course, prepares them that way. So it was really just a refresh, aligning our programming to who we are and what we want every student to share and experience while they're learning.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you describe what the divine design credit is and how incorporating it into what the students are doing is beneficial for them?
Absolutely. So when I'm talking about like redesigning our foundational core, what we did was we actually made it a lot slimmer.
That's great.
And we want to make sure that we're not holding students hostage, to complete credits that they really don't have to. So all of our degrees are now aimed around that 120 credit mark.
That's awesome.
And because the foundational core and some of our majors were kind of slimmed down a little bit, what it did was give students space in their degree plans to make their own decisions about what it is they want to study and the directions they want to go. Because if each student really is uniquely crafted and is called to solve problems in the world, then their degrees should be as different as they are, right? Instead of everybody doing the same thing.
I love that.
Being able to make choices in your programs that are reflective of the calling on your life and the interests that you have. And students don't always know the calling on their life. Many of us don't. But you do feel compelled to study things, and you do feel interested in things. And a lot of that is how you discover your divine design. So divine design credits are the space that we've created in degree programs where students can do things like a double major if they want to. If they can do minors, we have students doing 1, 2, 3 minors because they've got the space for it. They can earn industry certifications, and they can also do divine design practicum credits.
That's great. So those are the unique ways they can fulfill credits and make their choices, right?
Absolutely. And for sure. And if I can go into the practicum specifically, So like I said, you've got minors you can choose from, double majors, certifications, all kinds of those things. But the practicum is a type of divine design credit, a choice students can make that allows them to kind of bridge the gap between what they're learning in the classroom and what they're experiencing on the rest of campus. Because on a college campus, learning doesn't happen only in the classroom. Students are studying all the time with you, Dr. Thomas, and with you, Dr. Engel.
Yeah, and Sylvia, that's a question I want to ask you. Why is it so crucial that these students have these practicum experiences, internships? And how will that, I mean, why are those so important, and how will that really impact their future in terms of being employed?
Well, that's the great thing about the design of what Meghan has talked about. As I go out and I talk to employers, everyone is looking for employees. But one of the great things about this practicum, the way we're doing it, is that it is so crucial because it's going to allow the student to then now take what they've learned and go into this real world with these employers. And these employers, while they're there, it's either going to confirm that this is my calling, this is the things that I think I've been called for. It's going to give them the opportunity to practice that technical skills that they've learned. But most of all, one of the things that employers speak to for when I'm speaking is that when I'm sharing with them is that they are looking for students with the soft skills. And soft skills are very difficult to teach in a classroom. They're very difficult to teach without being in that that actual scenario.
Yeah.
And so building teams, learning how to communicate, working with people that maybe they've never, ever been around someone with that. So social skills, all of these things come in.
Yeah.
So that's why this is so relevant and timely that employers are saying, man, not only are we going to get them with that technical skills, they are coming in with soft skills that make it easier for them to transition into our culture.
So important. And I would like to also say that they should be doing this when they're freshmen and sophomore, not wait till they get to be juniors and seniors. Because, I mean, when I was a freshman in college, I had an internship at the local TV station. And that actually launched what I would do for 10 years of my life. But I did it early, and it made all the impact. So that's what...
And we've made some adjustments. Like in career services, their freshman year, they're going to be doing like a lot of exploratory, working with the colleges, career services, working with the colleges, not only in terms of they're doing some testing to kind of find out some interests and all of those things, but also it's going to allow them to really explore, because a lot of times you come thinking, as Dr. Griffin said, this is what my calling is, only to find out that it's something else.
Right. Yeah. Now, do we already have partnerships set up with businesses and organizations in our community, and what partners are those?
So that's one of the great parts about my job. I get a chance to go out into the community and talk to all of these great businesses and share with them that we want to be part of their solution. And with that, I get a chance to then bring that back to the deans and to the academic side, and we match it up. So I love that we have multiple programs with big employers like Lakeland Regional Health. The nursing is a natural pipeline that we have there, but also in social sciences, we are now doing behavior health, and they're getting a chance to do some practicums utilizing the new behavior health that Lakeland Regional have. We also are working with, recently we started about a year ago working with the Lakeland Hotel Motel Association, and then brought in Naples Hospitality Group. So hospitality management can now start getting those real life practical experiences that we're doing. We are partners with the Lakeland Economic Development Council, who are all in the Central Florida Development Council, who are always looking. That's their whole job, is bringing in industry. And these industries, of course, as they're coming in, are identifying that talent pool that they need, which leads to the pipeline that I get a chance to share with the academic side. This is what they're looking for. This is what those skills need to look like. And it's wonderful when I have conversation with Dr. Griffin or any of the deans that say, okay, if this is what they need to look look like we can pivot.
Yeah.
We can add this
I
in.
would just add to that conversation too that not all of the practicum experiences are off campus with employers.
Yep.
It's great when we can do that,
Yes.
but a university is kind of a city unto itself.
Yep.
And so we have students who are serving with SEU worship or in student leadership positions with you, or our SEU creative team has brought on several practicum students because you know who's really good at marketing to students? Students are.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So students are really included in the work of the university and can earn practicum credit
Right.
applying what they're learning in the classroom right away, even here and out in the community. And
Absolutely.
this is a model actually Dr. Engel came to SEU with because with the church extension sites, we've been doing practicum experiences
Right.
for
Yep.
students there for a
Right.
long time.
Right.
And I love sharing this number, but in just that delivery, our students have done 3.5 million hours of practicum
sure,
learning,
yeah.
and that's only going to
wild.
get bigger from
Yeah.
here.
And I do want to ask specifically in this last question, then I want to ask one more question before we close our conversation. Talk about specifically the worldview and
Yeah.
complex problems course. What are some of
You
those
bet.
features?
So the foundational course starts with this concept of divine design. We go into problem solving, and then the capstone course in our foundational core is called Worldview and Complex Problems, and it sort of brings everything together. So we've centered on a biblical Christian worldview. We've talked about all the different ways you can approach problems in the world from the tools that we get from our many disciplines.
Yeah.
And then we want to use that stuff and actually apply it to a real sticky situation, a tough problem. Some people call them wicked problems in the world. And students practice that in the course, and that's exactly what they'll be doing in their majors and outside of SEU. So
Right.
those are topical. They rotate. This semester, we have some of those courses. They're on topics like creation care with Dr. Waddell. We have race, radicals, and redemption with Dr. Harris. We have a pop culture course, which is a lot of fun for students with Amy Beatty. We've talked here with Dr. Steiner, who's doing an AI prompt engineering class. And there's a study course on Alexander the Great and how to conquer the world that's also doing some of the same problem solving. Those classes fill so fast.
Not bad. Wow.
And then in the spring, we have some new ones coming up. So we're very blessed to have Dr. Elaine Thompson with us, and she's going to do 2 courses. One's called Glass Slippers and Glass Ceilings, which has to do with some gender issues in the
Yes.
workplace. One's called Hate's Got No Home Here, which has to do with issues of race and diversity and all of those things in the
Yeah.
workplace from a biblical Christian worldview. It's a great time to take a psychology of politics class because we're going to be in
Yes.
election season.
We're there.
So we'll have that one in the spring. And then there's a 3D maker course that's going to take place at Catapult that students can do. And then we've got also a modern homesteading movement class, which I'm personally excited about. And then I can't say everybody's favorite professor, but a very popular professor, Dr. Amy Franklin, is doing a neuroscience course, but we've called it Sex, Drugs, Rock and Roll in the Brain. So she's going to kind of talk through that.
That is really cool.
All of those courses
That's
are
amazing. I wanna take some of
opportunities.
those.
I know.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I want to sign up too. And what I love, the solution-oriented element of it,
Yeah.
because we tell our students all the time, you're going to be a solution
You
to
got
an
it.
issue, to a
So
challenge, and to be able to learn how to design, create, articulate is so important.
And building that self-concept is a part of the
Yes.
course. Like, I can tackle this. I have the tools to do it, and I have
Right.
something to offer.
Right.
One final question. This is for both of you. How would you each encourage our students to truly take advantage of
Great question.
these learning opportunities at hand and the freedom that they have now with their academic journey?
Yeah.
Either one go first, or whoever wants to go.
Well, I'll go first because I know she's going to nail it in the end. But
You nail it,
you know, one of the things that I want to encourage them is this is an opportunity to explore.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful opportunity to do that. But I always remind the students when I speak to them is that we want to deploy them into every industry in the world. So things they haven't thought about, that we want them to take that into every industry. And this is their opportunity to kind of learn about some of different industries that maybe they hadn't thought about and where they could show up and be a part of just being that amazing not only solution but game
Yes.
changer
Yeah.
as
Right.
we talk
Right.
as we
Yeah.
talk
Absolutely.
about.
And being able to take professors that they never had taken. You know, like if
Absolutely.
you're not a science major, you're probably not going to see Dr. Franklin.
Right.
You know, but to be able to take a course with her is really
Yes.
cool.
Right. That's a really
I think
good
it's
point.
great.
And talk about divine design. I mean, faculty, when they get to do a course like this, they bring their best.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
something they've
Because
been
that's their
excited about.
Yeah.
passion.
Yes,
What I
very
would say
much
is
so.
it's really interesting to watch how students approach this much choice in a degree program. Some of them take the approach I took in college and they read the catalog and they try to logic it out and how can I get the most? I can do 3 minors and 2
Yes.
majors, and there's nothing wrong with that approach.
That was not me.
But
That's my face.
some students say, what am I drawn to this time?
Yeah.
What sounds interesting to me? And I just want people to know there's no right or wrong strategy to this, and that God actually will lead you through either of
Yeah.
those strategies. So it's really okay if you have a very strategic plan for what to do with your credits, and it's really okay if you don't, because the point is learning
Yeah.
and
Yes.
exploring
That's so
and
great.
enjoying it while it's happening.
That's awesome.
That's great. Thank you both for coming
Yeah.
to share about this. I mean, it's so exciting. First of all, we're unique because I don't know any other university that does this kind of
Nope.
thing. And I would assume
Yeah.
when they start hearing, they're going to like, wow, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's great. So thank you for both coming in. You are, again, excellent leaders. And yeah, we're so grateful for both of you.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you
so
for
much.
this opportunity.
Well, as promised, the top 3 things you need to know this week as we close out. Don't forget, Market Day is happening today, right on
Yep.
El Prado. I saw
Yep.
them setting up this morning as I was coming in.
Yes, so fun.
Internal, external vendors will be promoting their business and products to our SEU community. They'll be out there until, is it 2?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and so be sure to stop by. This Friday, October 13th, the School of Music. Oh, Friday the 13th is this
I
Friday.
know.
Wow.
Yes.
The School of Music will present the contemporary band's fall acoustic, and that's your mom's birthday, by
That
the
is
way,
my
isn't
mom's
it?
birthday.
Yeah, I just now thought of
I
that.
know, Friday the 13th.
I hope she sees that. I mean, double bonus points.
But the band fall concert,
Yeah.
it's going to be the acoustic show,
Yeah.
and that's going to be in Kelly Gardens at 7 p.m. So
Beautiful.
everybody, it'll be a free event, so
Yep.
come out, an amazing night. And then on Saturday night, the fire football team will be taking on the Thomas University Nighthawks on the home field. That starts at 7 p.m. Hope you're there. Hear more about what's new in the world of fire athletics. You can stay tuned for Fire Talk, streaming live on the SEU Fire Athletics YouTube channel, and that's coming up within the hour.
wild.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Megan and Sylvia, again, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome to have you. And as usual, keep up with the latest SEU news and updates online and follow us on social media at SEU University, at Kent_Ingle, and at Bethany T. Thomas.
That's right.
Hope you all have an amazing week. We look forward to connecting with you again on SEU Now next Wednesday. Take care, everybody.
All right.